It's just a way to be more vigilant. If I want 200 shares of SOXL, I don't come in with 200 shares immediately. I can sell this put at the 50, wait till I have to own it and wait till it drops more, and then I can put another put. Or I can stagger it right away, right? I can go to this 50 and I can go to this 45. Let's talk about how you can protect yourself but still be bullish in this kind of current market environment, because we have almost everything going up. We have the indexes going up, we have a lot of individual stocks going up, and we definitely have the metals just shooting up. We have natural gas going up, and the only thing that's kind of really not going up is the crypto space. The crypto space has already dropped 30+% from its highs. And eventually the market is going to do that. I hope it's not this year. I hope it's not ever again, but I know that's not reality. It's not realistic that that's going to be the case. It's going to drop. It's going to drop 10% most likely this year because it does it almost every year. So when you're in this bullish type of environment, what I like to say is you want to get more and more vigilant as the market continues to be more and more bullish. And so sometimes you have to sit on the sideline, but the better choice is to use a lot less of your capital and still participate as the market goes up. You might not be making as much as you would if you were super bullish, but you will be able to set yourself up better when it drops, especially as primary option sellers. That's what we are here at Dorian Trader, as primary option sellers. So we need to be a lot more vigilant when things are going up, because that's more risk for us. Because when things are going up, what's happening to volatility? Volatility is dropping. As you guys can see here, we had a 15 handle right now. There's VIX cash. Well, if the market continues to go up, that's only going to go lower. And that's just saying more and more complacency. The market is not factoring in any bad news. It's just saying, oh, the world is great. Everything is going to go up. And that's when you can get hurt and you can be frustrated. Meaning that if you over trading and you're bullish, and as I say, we do have some type of news event come out, some type of press conference that causes the market to drop. And then you can start building, this resentment in your heart towards, government and your administration and your president, or, you'll start thinking it's always someone else that's causing you to, lose money. And to me, that's a losing mindset. And you have to rid yourself of that and play the game as it's being played. And right now, the game has been played that, yeah, we're going to have that headline news. And so when it drops, we're going to get that fear and then it's going to come back. If you're too bullish and you're using too much of your ammunition, you're not going to be able to participate and you're going to feel that pain when it drops. But if you're trading small enough, when it drops, then you can take advantage of it. Right? It's like 2008. It was a number of different people that, and a lot of companies, but obviously a lot of individuals, retail investors were able to take advantage of the 2008 drop because they had enough kind of liquid on the sideline. It wasn't overextended. So they didn't wind up, going foreclosure and things like that because they wasn't overextended. They were able to take advantage of the lower pricing. Same with a lot of people in the beginning of COVID. Right? Why do you think those pricing jumped up so much? Yeah, it was a lot of money chasing it, but in the beginning stages, it was, real estate died there for a second and then it just went insane. But if you had some ammunition on the sideline, you were able to buy some things. And that's always the case with the market. It's going to drop. And if you don't have any ammunition, you're not going to be able to play. So in this case, if we trying to be vigilant and we're trying to use a little amount of our capital, but we want to play the game. And so something like this SOXL, for example, jump over here and see this chart here. Let me bring it up. Before we continue with the video, I just want to quickly point out, if you need any additional help, please consider joining our trading club. You can do that by clicking on the link in the description area, and you'll get a 3-month trial for a flat fee of $60. We look forward to seeing you in the trading club. Back to the video. So this has been, for the most part, since late or mid-December, it's been going up. It's down a little bit today with the market up, but it makes sense. This thing was going up a lot before as the market was flat or going down. So it hit a 12-month high, if not an all-time high, just a couple of days ago at almost $67 a share. Well, when I see this kind of thing, I think, okay, man, this is going up a lot. I want to participate, but I do think it's going to be a pullback. So then I kind of go into the safeguard playbook and I say, okay, which strategy can I play that will strategically help me the best? Right? Is it a cash secured put? Is it a covered call? Is it a collar? Is it a Bionic Bull? Is it one of those four? Which one will help me strategically the best to deal with a market that can potentially, or a stock that can potentially continue to go up, but most likely, based on my kind of analysis, it's going to pull back because it's had such a extended run up. So if I start off and let's just say I was going to do a Bionic Bull and I sold this 59.5 strike and then I bought a call at the 63 strike. Well, in this example here, this Bionic Bull, this traditional Bionic Bull is going to give me $41 and it's going to give me almost 87. You can just say 87 deltas to start off with. I'm going to have unlimited upside potential and my cost basis is going to be around 59. So it's currently trading around 61. So I can get it for a discount, but can this drop more than like $2 easily as based on how much it's been going up? In my opinion, absolutely. So unless I have such a real strong conviction of owning it around that 59, I don't really like this play because I think it's going to pull back more. So what if I then decide, okay, what about a modified Bionic Bull? And because I think it's going to pull back some. So what if I move the cash secured put here to the 57 strike? And then if I kept the call here, this call here, but turn it into a modified Bionic Bull, and let's just say I did something like this. In this example here, I'm going to increase my odds of winning something. I'm going to collect $81, and my cost basis is going to be 56 instead of 59, so it can fall another $3 based on the other scenario we just did. But in this time, instead of having unlimited upside, I'm only going to be able to make 781. But to me, that is a really good amount because I'm not thinking about it's going to continue to go up in this moment. I'm thinking about it's most likely going to pull back. I could be wrong, but if I'm right, I want to get it at the price that I feel more comfortable with. So maybe $56 a share is what I'm a little bit more comfortable with. That makes some sense. So I out of these two trades right now, I like this modified Bionic Bull better over the next 11 days. But what if I thought it was going to fall a lot more? Yeah, I could structure the modified Bionic Bull differently and push this put down further. But let's just say we decided we wanted to do a cash secured put just by itself, but we want it to be a decent amount away for it to, if it fall, we will take ownership at a better price. So what about $11 down, almost $11 down at this 50 strike? Well, if we can get the mid, we'll collect $100. When was the last time this was at 50? Well, looking at this chart here, the 50-day moving average is 46. The 200-day moving average is 31. So it's had a huge move already. It was at 50 just beginning of this year. It was at 50 on the 9th. So can it drop back to 50? Absolutely. Maybe that's my point that I like, is this 50 strike. I'm okay with owning it there. I feel like, okay, that's a good point. If not, I don't have to have that. I don't have to go with that standard $100 amount to do my cash secured put that we talk about in course 1, lesson 3 in the Dorian Trader school there. We can put it back a little further. Maybe we can move it to this 47. And that's a big drop it has to do. Yeah, you're going to lose some opportunity cost perhaps if it jumps up a lot. But this is being conservative, vigilant, and waiting for that drop. It's going to eventually happen. You don't have to be this conservative though. I'm just saying, giving you options. It's okay to be super conservative, right? It's okay to do that. Because if the stock tanks, we always wish we could get it at a better price. We always wish we would have waited, right? So you have to make sure your conviction is deep enough to deal with a drop. So if I had to choose from these kind of 3 options that we did, that was all married to the same type of trade. Here at Dorian Trader, we talk about the cash secured put and most people know about it. Sometimes it's the first trade that people do. But in the safeguard strategy, we take the cash secured put and we add a call to it that creates the Bionic Bull. And then we modify it by creating like a spread against that Bionic Bull. And so that's what we just did right now, those 3 different trades. And yeah, we can optimize it a lot more. We can kind of do alchemy of a trade kind of concept. But out of the 3 that we did, I would lean more to the modified Bionic Bull. I would lean more to that modified Bionic Bull. And then coming in second place would be this cash secured put. Not necessarily at the 47, but at this 50 strike here, collecting $100 here. And then if it fall back, okay, that's fine. Because you can't anticipate it falling a ton. It can, but you don't start off by using all your ammunition. And I know a number of you on the call has heard me say this a lot, and I'm going to be saying it into perpetuity. It's just a way to be more vigilant. If I want 200 shares of SOXL, I don't come in with 200 shares immediately. I can sell this put at the 50, wait till I have to own it and wait till it drops more, and then I can put another put. Or I can stagger it right away. Right? I can go to this 50 and I can go to this 45. I can literally do the trade like this. I'm collecting 151. If it drops at the 50 and then it keeps going and it drops below the 45, now I have 200 shares. Right? At 200 shares at that point. You decide. Most of the time, I'm leaving my ammunition on the sideline and waiting for a decent drop, and then I'm going to come back in. If you had 500 shares that you want to put in SOXL, and a lot of us would like to have 500 plus shares in SOXL. So if you had 500, I would still start with one. Dropped a little bit, add another. Dropped another amount that I'm comfortable with, add another. If you miss it, right? Let's say you wind up only having 200 of the 500 that you want. That's fine. That's okay. You're gonna still get some upside, but you'll feel a lot better about the trade if you had the patience to wait and let it come to you at the prices that you deem good. Just let it play out. Don't be greedy, especially in a bullish market. You have to still have some stuff on the table. You need to make money as it goes up still. You can start doing things that's going to allow you to get into positions at better pricing. The modified Bionic Bull will allow you to make more as it goes up, perhaps, if it keeps going up if you're wrong. But you want to give yourself a decent amount of kind of rope so that you can have a little more margin of safety. So if the market drops, you can better position yourself.